Hi guys, it's a beautiful day once again and welcome back to Dexter's World Channel. As we try to have a mega hatchery of our catfish, we also had a parallel effort to breed the food for our catfish and other fish like this Japanese koi and goldfish. And I'm referring to the tubifex worm. Yes, the tubifex worm is one of the essential food for the baby fish. I really have tried my best to do some research on how to breed and how to propagate them. And today, I would like to tell you that we are now on the 80% success in breeding of this kind of worm. These are actually worms that we can find in the sewerage or in the canals where there are waters. And this tubifex worm had been a proven conditioning food for our fish. If we're gonna intend to breed our goldfish, if we also would like to breed our Japanese koi, then you can resort to giving this kind of food. But a little later, I would like to explain to you the mechanics or the details in order to safely give this to our breeder fish. And maybe you will ask, Dexter, please teach us how to breed our tubifex worm. Well, it's a very simple thing to breed our tubifex worm. We all need to do is to have a small tank, a shallow one like this one, and then we're gonna put water, of course. And then aside from the water, we're gonna prepare these nylon threads. These nylon threads are really very essential for two things: the filtration of the water, and it will serve as the home for our tubifex worm. What do I mean is that this tubifex worm can thrive by sticking on the threads that we can provide for them. Number three is to provide with the submersible pump. The submersible pump is very essential in order to move the water around, and then it will also filter the water that all the dirt will be siphoned in these plastic materials. You look at this one. As you can see here, we have so many worms that are thriving here. The food of the worm is actually the dirt that had been stuck in here. You will see that the worms are really thriving here. And down under are plenty of this worm. You will see that one, and they're very healthy. And I can see that they are already now producing babies because there are tiny worms that are appearing now and very visible. So this is the process, and this process now is quite convincing because we already have tried this one, only that I did not make any video about this. But since many are requesting how to culture this tubifex worm, then I decided to just reveal to you everything. And this is one of the best methods that I have tried in order for us to become successful in the culture of our tubifex worm. Well, the principle is very simple. It's just like, taking care of fish. Though they are warm, but they also demand cleanliness of the water. Because if we will just allow them also to live in a very dirty environment, then they will also die, considering that the tank is really stagnant. But in the canals or in the sewerage, of course that's dirty. But the water is flowing, that they have ample or very sufficient oxygen that they will not die. So this one is actually a mimic of the environment in the sewerage or in the canal. You will see this one. I intentionally provided them with a submersible pump so that the water will move, and then all the dirt will be stuck in here, and all the worms also will eat the dirt. There's no problem about the food because they are eating a lot of this kitchen scraps, these vegetables. But in my case, since I am culturing them in this very tiny tank, I chose to give them clean food just like this cooked rice. These are also very material for the culturing of this tubifex worm. And I have proven also to myself that this cooked rice is very effective in breeding this kind of worm. And as you can see here, we're feeding them now with this cooked rice, and you will see that these worms will really eat this one. Who would have thought that this goldfish, this pearl scale, and this lionhead are just 3 weeks old? And this is attributed by the kind of food that we are giving them. And the kind of food, of course, is the worm that we are talking about, this tubifex worm. And I'm not afraid to give them even on the daily basis because these are dirt-free worm. They are actually clean because we already have cultured this one, and you will see that they have rapidly grown. And culturing worm is one of the endeavors that you have to consider in order to become successful in your fish farming, especially in hito farming or this catfish farming, because these baby catfish are actually very dependent on the live food. If you're gonna be able to give live food to this baby catfish from the start, then I can say that you will become successful 99%, because we will not give live food to our baby catfish. The mortality is really very high and the growth are, stunted. But if we will give them the live food, then the growth of this catfish will become twice or 4 times faster than giving them with the commercial food. And this is my experience. And you look at this fish, they are actually eating this one. Maybe you will ask, Dexter, is this also good for the breeder fish? My advice is it depends. It depends on how you're gonna give them, because this food is not actually good for the big fish because they will swallow this immediately, and there is the chance that this worm will still become alive and will cause stomach pain to our big fish or breeder fish when these are given alive. So we have to kill this one, of course, and my way of doing this is to put this inside in the container with hot water. Few seconds, they will die, and then that's the time that we can already safely give this to our breeder fish. I have here a bunch of this tubifex worm, and we will try to feed this to our breeder fish. As what I have said, we cannot directly give this to our breeder fish because they will swallow this alive. And the moment that they will swallow this alive, this will cause actually some stomach pain. It will become bloated because this can thrive inside the stomach of our big goldfish. So now we will put some hot water right here. You see, this is a very hot water, and we will drop this one here, and they will instantly die because this is so hot. And then we will throw this water away, and then we can now safely give this to our breeder fish. See that? They are cooked already, half cooked. So this is now the result. So no one is moving already. They are dead worms actually. And we can now safely give this to our breeders. So this feeding is really very anticipated because we're doing this once a day, and normally we give this in the morning. So that's why they can anticipate already what they gonna eat at this very hour of the day. I am giving this because I am scheduled to breed our fish sometime next week. And for us to be able to ensure that we can produce healthy babies, we will condition them with this kind of food. Food security, sustainability, and availability of the food are actually the key factors for us to become successful in this fish farming. And the ability to grow food for our fish naturally is one of the greatest things that a fish farmer can do in order to become successful. And growing this tubifex worm is not actually difficult. We don't even have to use substrate for this because what we do is only these nylon strands that they can thrive in and multiply. And this is a very simple technique that if you're gonna follow, I'm sure you're gonna become successful. So these are all the things that we can share with you so far. I hope that you will continue to like and share our videos. And if you are not subscribed to this channel, may we humbly ask you to please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you will be notified of our very informative videos. And shout out to the members of this channel, only here at Dexter's World!